Hello, welcome back to another fantasy football video. I hope everyone is doing fantastically well. My head's still hurting a little bit from yesterday, but today we're going to be taking a look at team selection for the Euros fantasy final. Now, obviously, there are only kind of two teams that are playing in the final, and we can choose from 8 players from each team. Well, it'll be from one team and then 3 from the other. So still quite a few decisions to be made with the 5 transfers that we have been given. If you are new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you're enjoying the Euros fantasy content. And well, let's get straight on into this one. So as you can see here, this is how my team kind of lines up for the final so far. I currently would only need to make actually 2, maybe 3 transfers to make this a fully playing 11 for the final. So I've got quite a bit of flexibility personally in terms of going into the final. In terms of my rank, I'm now at 28k, dropped about 10, 15k from the last game. I think not having the likes of Chiesa really did hurt me, and then 353 points as well, but it's still, it's not too bad of a rank for sure. Now, in terms of the team, I think attacking wise, up front, Immobile and Kane are kind of locked in stone for me. No need to move them anywhere. There are no other attackers from either team who I think I really would consider, to be honest with you, especially with the fact that Immobile and Kane both on penalties, both very likely to play for at least, long periods of the game. And I just think, yeah. But I do also think that both teams will end up scoring in this game. Could be a cagey affair, hoping, that it will be a good game. In terms of the midfield, we've got Raheem Sterling there. As I say, no reason at all to be moving him on. He's been really, really good this tournament. Absolutely on fire. Played 120 minutes yesterday. So whether that means he'll kind of maybe get a little bit of a rest in terms of, well, I guess I say rest, but whether he'll just be a bit knackered come Sunday and won't play the full 90 minutes, he definitely will at least get 60 though, I think. Insigne, another one, definitely going in there for me. He's got an absolutely beautiful goal in the quarterfinals. Didn't really show up too much in the semis, but Italy's still looking good going forward. Berardi is probably one of the players that I do need to sort out. Obviously, we do have the very nice fact that we can see the lineups before we have to make any transfers. So if Berardi is playing, I'll probably keep him in. But the likelihood is he won't be playing. I think Chiesa will be coming in for me for Berardi. Nice little easy swap. And as I say, I think there will be goals in this game. And Chiesa, when he's been playing in this tournament, has been playing very, very well. We've got Ferran Torres there, obviously will be making a move outwards. Now there's a big thing that I have to decide is what formation am I going to play? Am I going to go for 5 at the back, or I guess 5 across the midfield? In the attack, there's no one else really you can go for. There is one strategy that you could kind of play, maybe if you're really trying to kind of recover points and trying to get yourself up the leaderboards. What you could do is go for a punt on a player who a lot of people probably won't expect to do anything. Someone like a Declan Rice, someone like a Calvin Phillips, someone like a Locatelli, even someone off the bench like we saw Morata do in the Italy game. He came off the bench and scored. You could go for, let's say, like a Belotti, if you think that someone's going to come off the bench and really have an impact. I think Grealish is a perfect example of that, someone who can kind of come off the bench and really have an impact. Also, with the automatic substitutions in this, if a player doesn't play at all, that will mean that the automatic substitutions kind of will come on for you. So it may actually be worth taking a punt on a player like Grealish, who, if he doesn't come on, okay, we get the automatic substitution. If he does, great, he's probably likely to have some kind of impact on the game. And as I say, because I think both teams are likely to score, I think that most players will be on kind of 2 points, apart from obviously the ones who get the attacking returns. Now with the defenders, we have Luke Shaw, Stones and Harry Maguire. Very happy with those 3 in there. Shaw and Maguire providing more kind of attacking threat than the likes of John Stones. John Stones obviously did it at the post against Scotland, so does provide a little bit himself. Donnarumma in net, and I do think I am actually going to be making another kind of, well, I do think I'm going to be having another Italian defender. I feel like going with at least 2 Italy defenders is completely fair enough, and that will kind of, for me, I feel at least block off a little bit of my kind of opposition, whether they go for kind of 3 Italian defenders, maybe they punt and go for 4, 5 Italian defenders. You never know. I feel like a lot of people are going to be, or will have, assets with England. So anyone who goes for, say, 4 or 5 Italian defenders, that'll be really differential. And, if Italy do keep a clean sheets, which, it's definitely not out of the question, then that could send you absolutely flying up the leaderboards. But the defender I'm going to go with is Emerson. Maybe a little bit surprising to some of you that, I'm going with Emerson compared to the other defenders we've got, the likes of Bonucci, the likes of Chiellini, and so on. For me, what I really like about Emerson is that, as we can see, I don't know how you can actually see that, he came on, well, he started the game, he only played 73 minutes, Italy then went and conceded, but because he'd been subbed, he got the clean sheet points. So I really like that from Emerson. As I say, I think there are going to be goals in this game, but a player who has the potential to get kind of returns, even if the team end up actually going on and then conceding, I think for me, that looks really, really great. So Emerson will be coming in defence for me. In terms of the other two spots, I think, as I say, Chiesa for me will be the one coming in for Berardi. I just think it's a very simple move, and Chiesa's looks very, very good going forward. So obviously now I've got 4 Italian players and currently, or 5 Italian players and 5 English players. So I'm currently going for quite a kind of mixed bag, not really putting all my eggs into one basket. As I say, I do think, I've said this too many times, I do think both sides will end up scoring. And as I say, I may actually end up going with a little bit of a punt. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little bit tempted by Calvin Phillips, the way he kind of makes those runs in behind. Even say like a Mason Mount, I don't feel like as many people own Mount, and he could be one to go for. But for now, what I'm going to do, just to entertain the idea, is go for Jack Grealish, with the idea that obviously, if he comes off the bench, he could really have some kind of impact and go and end up getting an assist or scoring. And if he doesn't, we'll get the free substitutions, which what I'll do is I will make one of the substitutions. Do I make it an Italian defender? I think I'll make it Kyle Walker. Just, Kyle Walker's had an exceptional tournament so far. Absolutely smashing it. Just his recovery speed is just something to behold. And then I'll probably do Mason Mount. Depending on the lineups, obviously, we'll see. I may end up starting Mount if obviously we do see that Mount ends up starting, or whoever starts on that kind of right-hand side, maybe a Saka, maybe someone like that. I probably will be tempted to start whoever kind of plays on that right-hand side. I think that will be the kind of most differential player, I feel like, for England, because most people, up until this point anyway, have been playing the likes of Kane, Sterling, I think John Stones, maybe Shaw, have been their kind of, English assets. I've seen a few Jack Grealishes and a few Mason Mounts out there, but hardly anyone has put really any focus on the likes of Sancho, on the likes of Saka. So we see either of those two start. I do think I probably will end up going for them, probably instead of Grealish. Obviously, Sancho comes in at quite the premium price, but I guess it's at the stage now where, if I wanted to get Sancho, take him out for Grealish here, drop Mason Mount just to some, I don't know, 5 mil, like a Jude Bellingham that you can see, or a Declan Rice that you can see there, just someone who's extremely cheap, and then you'll be able to find the money. But yeah, this is currently how the team is looking so far. I do think the captaincy for me will be going on Harry Kane yet again. Obviously on penalties, oh my god, I was shaking when he was stepping up to take the penalty, and then he's missed, and then he's gone and scored the rebound. So that's all that matters really, and obviously Sterling getting the points for winning the penalty. So definitely, the potential of Sterling being a good captain as well, or even one of the Italian lads as well. I just think, for me, I think I'm just going to have to be backing my boys. Big man Harry Kane up front will be getting the captaincy for me. So if you have enjoyed this quick little look ahead to the Euros at Fantasy Football, the final of the Euros, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new around here, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.